You know, there are some stories that are just so wild they kind of blur the line between, say, military secrets and pure science fiction. Well, for decades, one story has done that better than almost any other. Today, we're jumping right into the legendary mystery of the Philadelphia experiment. Okay, so get this. The central claim, the big idea, is as simple as it is absolutely mind-bending. Picture this. It's the middle of World War II, and a U.S. Navy destroyer, full crew and all, doesn't sink, it doesn't get captured. No, it just vanishes. Poof, gone, into thin air.
Right, the impossible disappearance. So let's actually dig into that. Let's unpack what people are really claiming went down here.
I mean, that's the big question, right? How could a massive ship, a naval vessel, just disappear? It sounds completely impossible. So to even start to wrap our heads around how a story like this gets told, we've got to look at the time and place it all supposedly happened. And that brings us to the top secret experiment. See, this whole tale is rooted in a really specific moment in history, a time of insane conflict and crazy fast technological leaps. So let's set the scene. It's 1943. World War II is in full swing. I mean, it is raging. And governments everywhere are just throwing unbelievable amounts of money and brain power into top-secret projects. They're all trying to get that one technological edge over the enemy, and it's right in the middle of all this high-stakes, super-secret innovation that our story begins. Okay, so what was the Philadelphia experiment according to the legend anyway? Well, it's described as this top-secret U.S. Navy project, right? It involves a big destroyer-class ship. But here's the thing. It's the goal of the experiment that takes this story from a regular military secret and just launches it into a whole other dimension. All right, now we get to the main event, shattering reality. This is where the story takes a massive turn from secret science project to, well, something else entirely. Let's look at how this whole thing supposedly went down. So the accounts from alleged eyewitnesses, they describe this totally chilling sequence of events. First, this weird greenish fog or shroud starts to just surround the ship. Then things get even crazier. The ship itself apparently starts to flicker, like a bad TV signal or an illusion. And then it just dematerializes. Gone. Not just invisible, mind you, but like it was completely erased from our reality. And listen, this is a really important point to get. The story here isn't just about some fancy new camouflage, like a cloaking device you'd see in a movie. No. The claim is way, way bigger than that. It's that this experiment somehow, literally, broke reality, that it ripped a hole in the fabric of space and time. So you're probably wondering, okay, where did this wild story even come from? Was it some declassified government report? A big leak of secret documents? Well, no, not exactly. The origin story for this story is actually way more personal. Believe it or not, this entire, massive legend, it all hangs on the words of just one person, a single guy who came forward and claimed he saw the whole thing happen. He presented himself as a whistleblower, an eyewitness, and honestly, without his testimony, the story of the Philadelphia experiment, well, it just wouldn't be a thing.
And that's it. That quote right there. It shattered reality and vanished before my very eyes. That single, super dramatic claim is the bedrock of this entire legend. This wasn't some boring, technical report. It was a raw, first-hand, I-was-there account of seeing the impossible. Seriously, that one sentence is basically the seed that the whole myth grew out of.
Okay, so when we take a step back and look at the whole picture, what are we really left with? What we've got are all the ingredients for a really powerful modern myth. It's built from just a few key pieces that are almost impossible to forget. I mean, just look at these elements. You've got a secret World War II experiment, a massive Navy destroyer, this mysterious shroud, an impossible disappearance, and a whistleblower's account. It's like the perfect recipe for a story that just will not die. You mix the drama of a world war with secret science, throw in a reality-breaking event, and then sprinkle in that lone mysterious whistleblower. It's the perfect narrative storm. And all of this really leads to a much bigger question, doesn't it? I mean, whether it's 100% fact or pure fiction, the story of the Philadelphia experiment has had a grip on us for decades. So it really makes you think, what is it about these kinds of stories? Why are we so fascinated by tales that live right there on the edge of what's possible, always just floating right beyond what we can actually prove?